Welcome back to CFB Nation. I'm your host, Nino Brown. We're going to be going through another portal update, episode 3 here. We're going to be talking about 3 more quarterbacks, where I think they could land. And there's a lot of rumblings going on. Update. I did say I thought Kyle McCord was going to be going to Nebraska, but as of maybe an hour ago, he has pulled out of the Nebraska hunt and be looking for a new school to go to. So we will see what happens right there. I believe that kind of brings in more of the solidification that Dylan Raiola will probably flip from Georgia to Nebraska, knowing that he'll be getting starting time and there's going to be a nice, pretty stuffed bag for him on arrival. So let's hop right into it. First guy I want to talk about is Will Rogers, coming from Mississippi State. Now, we're a 4-year starter over there. 12,000 yards, 94 touchdowns, 28 interceptions. Will Rogers is known for howitzer, throwing the ball around, rolling out, being mobile, throwing from multiple platforms. He's been really good completion-wise. It's most of his career, 69% his sophomore year, 73% his junior year, 68 junior year, and then this last year was rough with Zach Arnett there as the coach taking over for, God rest his soul, Mike Leach. So the air raid system with Mike Leach was beneficial to Will Rogers. It was perfect for him. 62 big-time throws while he was in that system. And then Arnett decided to switch it up, change things up. I don't even know if Will Rogers was the guy for him. I'm not sure that was his quarterback, and he just wrote it out until he had enough or whatever it may be. Once that shoulder injury happened against Western Michigan, I think was enough for Arnett to kind of do whatever he wanted there. He did have a lot of turnover-worthy plays in his 4 years at Mississippi State. Close to 50 turnover-worthy plays. But this guy's got a cannon. He's really, on a scale of 1 to 10 on a deep ball, he's probably a 9 rating-wise. Like I said, he's good in mobility. He can extend plays. He's not afraid to make throws at all platforms anywhere. He loves throwing the ball downfield, get big receivers. So for me, I feel like Washington is the great spot. I know a lot of people, saying that that's going to be a landing spot for him. I just think that's a good spot. You going back to a spread style, semi-modified air raid offense, with the ball and Ryan Grubb over there in Washington. And rumors are now is they're going to be bringing in for the same visit that he has scheduled this weekend, is they're going to be bringing in Jaquarius Mox, the running back from Mississippi State. Keeps him comfortable, a guy he knows already. But let's break it down a little bit. I mean, last year they brought in a guy from Mississippi State, and Dylan Johnson, who was a reception hound, and he was the guy that made a lot of the wheels turn for the Huskies this year. I know Penix is, in the Heisman candidacy and all that stuff, but like they don't win that second game against Oregon if they don't have Dylan Johnson. Down the stretch, they don't win multiple games that were close without Dylan Johnson. So you're bringing another guy who's kind of like a mini Dylan Johnson. He's not as big, but Mox, he got that shiftiness to him, and he can move the ball. So that could help solidify Will Rogers in Washington. So I feel like that's a really good landing spot for him. I feel like after that visit, we're going to see a little bit of a committal. We'll have to wait and see. Next guy on the dock I got is DJU. Okay. Been a mass exodus out in Corvallis. Oregon State's coach Jonathan Smith, obviously, we all know, has now gone to Michigan State. And the way it was all went down, and it seemed like it was kind of his plan to not be there after this year anyway. But DJU came out hot. 5 games, first 5-6 games for Oregon State. He was a stud. This year he had 2 games of 5 touchdowns total. So he looked good, which is odd that I say that he looked good because the numbers were very similar to the last year at Clemson. And I think we realized that it was more Dabo's doing than it was DJU. I mean, he was very efficient this year as he was last year. I mean, 21-7, right? And I believe his year before in Clemson, it was 21-6 or 22-6. So, he was right there. He almost had 220 rush yards, 6 touchdowns. I like Florida State, and he's obviously just came out and has an official visit scheduled this weekend. But so does Cam Ward. So we'll have to see. I really doubt they're going to bring in two, senior guys, 1 year left of eligibility to battle it out. I don't think either one of them guys want to do that. They want to come in, plug and play, and go. Um, I, it's odd to say, and it's kind of stinks because he did get injured. But if you look at the numbers, Jordan Travis had some seriously eerie numbers to DJU. DJU was 26, 38. I mean, obviously Travis missed the 2 games down the road, but 27, 56, 21 touchdowns passing. Travis had 20 touchdowns. He was way more efficient. He only threw two interceptions. DJU had 7. But on the ground, DJU had more. He had 1 less touchdown, but he did have like 40 or 50 yards more. Um, and the weapons there. I mean, that type of system with Norvell would fit well for DJU. Um, the only guy that's announced that he's going to the NFL draft is Johnny Wilson. Coleman hasn't, neither has Jaheim Bell or Trey Benson. Not to say that they won't, but as of right now, it's a possibility that they could return. Who knows? But if not, they do have weapons and the portal is open. I mean, you have freshman Hakeem Williams who flashed a little bit this year. We saw a little bit in a small sample size. Keon Porter, Junior, he'll be back. So like there are weapons. The system, with Norvell works well, and I think DJU would be a good kind of plug and play guy. I'm not saying he's going to have the success and go 13-0 as Jordan Travis and the Seminoles did this year, but I do believe that DJU and that system would be beneficial for both sides. And the last guy I want to talk about is Toledo quarterback DeQuan Finn. Now, I had originally thought that he was just a perfect fit for Wisconsin. Phil Longo, I know Longo's offense last year only had 12 touchdowns passing wise, but yeah, it's the first year they're trying to work out the kinks, get things going. First year on the Matt Rule in any establishment that he's been to. It's been ugly, but you've seen signs of what you could have, and then he's kind of turned it around after that. Year one has just kind of been like, just put your boots on. We're going to work it through the mud here. But Tyler Van Dyke is committed to Wisconsin. So I don't see DeQuan Finn going there at all. Like, again, I don't see guys that have 1 year of eligibility and trying to get their draft stock moved up, going to a school with another guy who's committed and going to battle it out. So I start thinking, where are we a good fit for him? He's a 3-year starter coming out of Toledo. He's thrown for like 7,000 yards. He was just, the MAC MVP. He just won that Vern Smith Award. This year alone, 63%, 2,600 yards, 22 touchdowns. He had a pretty good year, 19 big-time throws. He mobile, right? Who needs a QB? Who would fit that kind of role? And I look out west. Chip Kelly offense, DeQuan Finn, Dante Moore hit the portal. Ethan Gabbers has kind of been there. He's just there. He played a few games. He started 2 games, I believe, this year. Colin Shaley, does he have any eligibility left? Is he staying? Is he going to the draft? What's going on with him? Is it kind of a lot of questions in that QB room? But I think DeQuan Finn in that QB room would be nice. You're going to go into a new conference. You want to kind of have a proven veteran to start off. You don't really want to go in there with a lot of questions. And then you look at what he brings to the table, how he can be mobile, throw on different platforms, and he can literally be a threat on the ground. You break in, Harden and Carson Steele in that backfield. That's really dangerous in some RPO action. Dangerous in the screen game. You have Sturvant, Michael Sturvant on the outside still, who's a big body receiver. So you also can bring in some pieces there. You're returning 4 out of 5 offensive linemen. It just looks like it's lining up to be a good landing spot for DeQuan Finn. And I haven't heard anything about it, but when I just stop plugging in, the pieces and they start working the puzzle together, it just seems like it'd be a good spot for him. The other thing is he's Toledo, look at the competition. First game of the year against Illinois, Big Ten. This dude had almost 100 yards on the ground. The competition doesn't matter to him. He's got that that dog in him. He's got that talent. I think this would be a good spot for him. Get them out that prime time, get eyeballs on him, and maybe, hey, who knows? He could shoot us from draft boards after the season if he does have success. Chip Kelly offense, we've seen QBs have success when he picks the right one. Chip Kelly does seem to have trouble with which guy he wants to start, and we've seen that already this year. With Dante Moore and QB carousel that went on over there at UCLA. But I do like UCLA is a good landing spot for DeQuan Finn. That's gonna wrap up this episode. I'll be coming on probably this weekend. We'll be doing another portal update, talk about some committals. Looks like Notre Dame's doing something. I told you in the first episode with Riley Leonard, I wasn't sure if Notre Dame was a spot for him, but man, they're bringing in some receivers. They seem to be doing their thing over there. Notre Dame may want to watch out. But I'm Nino Brown, CFB Nation. The guys you want me to break down, talk about where they could land, just put them in the comments. Hit us up on the Twitter. Hit me up on the Twitter, underscore Nino Brown, _, CFB Nation, the CFB Nation on the Twitter and on the YouTube. Feel free. We'll obviously break them down, talk to where we think we're going to go or wherever they've committed. Just like, Kentucky's building something to the portal this year. Stay tuned, keep it locked, and we'll be, right back with you.